Alright, so hello everyone. Today I will be going through track by track and reviewing Weird Al Yankovic's self-titled album. This was Al's first album and was released in 1983. This album has 12 tracks, not checks, and all of which are played on the accordion. Just a fun fact. Starting off the album, track 1 is Ricky. Ricky is a parody of Mickey by Tony Basil. And Ricky is a song about the I Love Lucy sitcom. I've never watched I Love Lucy, so this song is not one of my favorites. Not only do I have no context, the song is just annoying anyways, so that is a deadly combination for my ears. In my opinion, this was a horrible track to open the album, as it left a bad taste in my mouth for the rest of it. I'll give this song a 1 out of 10. Track 2 on this album is unfortunately not much better. It's called Gotta Boogie, and it's an original piece about a guy at a party who has a booger stuck on his finger, and that's it. Although I do believe it's better than Ricky, this is still a weak track for Al. But I'll give it a generous 2.25 out of 10. Alright, track 3 is when this album gets serious. Track 3 is none other than I Love Rocky Road, which is an obvious parody of I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. And this is arguably one of Yankovic's best parodies he's ever written. Everything about it screams Al, a rock song we all know and love, turned into a goofy polka song. It's genius by Al and has very good, funny lyrics. I'll give this song a 7.5 out of 10. And track 4, we begin to go downhill once again because it is Buckingham Blues. This is technically a parody of Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp, except for whatever reason, Al decided to change the music, so the words are parodied, but the music isn't. This is super unfortunate because I actually kind of enjoy Jack and Diane, so this song would at least be pleasant to listen to, but Al changed the music and it's just not that great. Overall, I'll give this song a 1.75 out of 10. And now it's a bumpy up and down road because this next track is brilliant. It is Happy Birthday, which on the surface doesn't sound that spectacular, but trust me, it is. This song is basically talking about all the horrible things in this world, whilst also wishing you a happy birthday, because you ought to be happy if you celebrate those. It really is genius, and Al's dark humor really comes out in this song. I have to give it a 7.25 out of 10. Next up, halfway through the album, is track 6, Stop Draggin' My Car Around. And it's okay. It's a really predictable parody of Stop Draggin' My Heart Around by Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty. It's funny, just really unoriginal, but it works. I'll give it a solid 5.5 out of 10. Alright, next up, track 7 is a Weird Al classic. It is none other than the one and only My Bologna. And this is a parody of My Sharona, and in my unpopular opinion, it is a very overrated and unfunny song. I already know I'm going to get some hate comments for that, but it's true. It's just about a guy who wants to buy a Bologna. That's all. Even though it's not the best, though, you can't deny it's an absolute classic. That's why I'm going to give it a 6.10. A 6 out of 10, not 6.10. Because this song really helped make Weird Al's career. Next up, track 8, we have The Checks in the Mail. The Checks in the Mail is a very catchy original song about the annoyances of contacting businesses. It's pretty funny and musically, it's great. I'll give this one a 5.75 out of 10. Next up, track 9, we have the most overrated classic of all time, I hate to say it, but it's another one rides the bus. Song is just kind of funny, but I've heard it so many times the joke has run old. The only saving grace of this song is that it's a parody of the classic Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. I'm not sure what to rate it. I think I'll give it just below my Bologna with a 5.75 out of 10. Next up, we have track 10, which is I'll Be Mellow When I'm Dead. Now, it's not very funny at all. It's just something that sounds fairly different from everything else on the album. And I think that's why I like it so much. But seriously, it's just okay. Like Uzma Kappa from Monsters, Inc. So I'll give it a 4.5 out of 10. Next up, we have track 11, Such a Groovy Guy. This is basically mocking typical cool guys, cool kids, and all that. It's really funny, just musically it's not for me, and the vocals aren't very great in this song. I guess I'll give it the same as... No, I think I'll keep it the same as Mellow When I'm Dead, and to give it a 4.5 out of 10. Next up, track 12 is the final track of this album. We have just breezed by it. I thought this video would be longer, but it's only about almost 7 minutes now. But yeah, it's one of the best examples of Weird Al's dark humor. And it's called Mr. Frump in the Iron Lung. This is a wonderful way to close out his album debut. It's a slow accordion song, and it's just perfect, in my opinion, for what it needed to be. And I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, you made it. Good job. That's my review for Weird Al Yankovic's debut self-titled album. Overall, it was certainly a good way to start his career. So now the only thing left to do is get the album's final score. And to do that, we just have to average from all the songs. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, I have calculated the final score, and it has got a score of 4.48 out of 10. I was honestly expecting a little better, maybe like 5.5-ish. But Ricky, Got a Boogie, Buckingham Blues kind of killed the album's average just because they have those ones, those twos, and all that stuff. But I still think that if you've never listened to Weird Al, you should check out this album. Probably not first, just because it's his first piece, old songs, accordion, and if you like more mainstream music, you should probably listen to maybe Mandatory Fun or Alpocalypse first. But this is still a great album, and I definitely recommend it to anybody who's never listened to Weird Al before. But anyways, that's it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this album and album suggestions in the comments. See you guys later.